During this part of the demonstration, we will be showing you how we evaluate a transaction between two people. The solution interrogates various data sources in real time and returns results for PIP and PEP screening. Information is presented to the consultant who performs the screening, with an indicator that guides the consultant on the probable exposure or risk. The consultant can access any identified adverse media directly from the platform to support the decision to either permit or stop the transaction. For demonstration purposes, the transactions are posted and evaluated one at a time. In practice, this can either be processed as shown or in bulk, with only the transactions that are flagged requiring intervention from the consultant.
This is Ishumi Province. We take appropriate measures to ensure the financial transactions we handle are examined to ensure they do not violate international regulations for money laundering and so on. Our consultants use this application to examine the transactions in near real time. The consultant clicks the next button and we see a transaction between Sam Roswell and Tabu Lakeside. Looking at the sender and receiver details, nothing appears suspicious. Indeed, the green tick in the application suggests to the consultant that this transaction is okay. The consultant permits the transaction and clicks next. Here is a transaction between Jeffrey Epstein and Park Zonkile. Park Zonkile seems clean. However, we notice that Jeffrey Epstein is on a watch list, is a PEP and PIP hit with a high level of confidence, and has several adverse media hits. The top 3 most relevant media hits are presented for the consultant to view. The application suggests to the consultant that this transaction likely violates the regulations. Based on the suggestion and the consultant's research of the media hits, the transaction is stopped. This flow is simple and quick, allowing Ishumi Province to check far more transactions than was ever possible.
We will now demonstrate the Themis reporting layer as it relates to challenge number 5, with fictional information that is unrelated to the people used in the first part of the demonstration.
Here we have an example of a Themis management dashboard. This was an analysis we concluded on 40 businesses and the directors, where we used the combination of the company name or registration number to scan over 30 different bureau lists to determine potential risks. These lists include the CIPC, the FBI Most Wanted list, and also WorldCheck for politically exposed people. We grouped each business by risk level. These risk levels are determined by the risk categories that are flagged. So for this analysis, we had 26 businesses that did not flag any risk categories, 12 that were classified as minor risk, and 2 that were classified as high risk. If we have to look at a high risk example, we see that this particular business flagged for adverse media, and also one of the directors had a judgment against them. We can draw through to the next page to get more detail. We see the business information, we see the director information, and we can see here that yes, this director has flagged for judgments. Here are the judgment details. Here are the media scraping and watch list details. Now, these linked entities can either be shareholders of the business or linked directors. So in this instance, company 50 flagged for 4 adverse media, which we classified as a potential threat. This business did not flag the PEP list and also didn't flag the not a director category. If we look at another example, we can look for a company that flagged for PEPs, where we see this company. We can go into that same view. We get exactly the same information, but we see that this particular company and this director flagged as a PEP because he works for the Department of Home Affairs. And here are the details here.